Good afternoon. I'm David Burke from Burke Family Farms, the Fig Hunter, and I'm down in Santa Barbara with Eric Durtschi, checking out some of the ways that he's rooting things. Mr. Durtschi was just telling us about his inventive, just inspirational idea for doing a small greenhouse.
Yeah, so I love rooting cuttings direct outside, and sometimes I get them started a little bit too late in the fall. And what happened last year was normally towards the end of December we start to have a lot of rain. So my recently rooted cuttings weren't strong enough to be able to handle all of those rains for 5 months straight. So I just got these little things to protect my recently rooted cuttings, and it also provides a little bit of a shelter for them. It adds some extra heat during the day. So they've actually been able to continue growing without ever even shutting down. So not only will it keep them dry so that they don't rot, but it's going to be able to allow them to continue growing over the winter. So come this spring, these cuttings that I started with almost no babying, all I do is if it gets too hot like today, I open the top of this so that it doesn't get too hot in there. But other than that, they just sit there and they do their thing. I water them every 2 or 3 weeks, and that's it. So it's a very, very simple and inexpensive way to have a little portable greenhouse.
So this is wonderful too. What really inspired me when I walked up here is with munchkins, we're always looking for something to protect our fig trees because, for example, our 19-month-old, she loves to help me plant and she loves to help Daddy unplant. And walking out there and finding something that you think it was doing well to have it pulled out, and she just keeping it kid safe. I just walked up and I was amazed at the simplicity without overthinking it, and that's why I asked Eric if he'd explain a little bit about it, because it's just, I mean,
What is this?
sometimes
What is this?
we're thinking, at least on our property, in grand plans. What's something as simple as this, I can see right off the bat, well, the way he does this and the way that we use our 3x8, you could fit almost 6 totes in here.
Let's play ice cream shop. No,
So 6 totes times 40 is 240 cuttings that would easily fit in this system in the tote. What if we stacked it a little closer?
Stop it.
That's awesome. Have you thought about running a water line inside so kind of it does a little bit of a misting?
Well, the good news is I don't really need to. By watering them, if you look at the tops of these where I've watered, you'll actually see there's a lot of condensation up there. So it doesn't allow it to evaporate, so it keeps it in here. So they stay, it's kind of like a humidity bin built in.
Okay.
It actually works really well. I don't have to water them very much at all.
What do you, we find that our biggest mistake has been thinking we needed to water, and talking to lots of people, over loving or over watering. What you're saying is, how often might you water something? This is a 1 gallon, but elongated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's actually like 0.6 of a gallon or so. It's these are 1 gallons, but this actually holds more, even though it's not a gallon. So I like these because they're a little bit taller. You know, kind of like the 4x9s, but this is a 5x9 round pot. They're my favorite one. I don't have to up pot them. This is how I make them whenever I'm going to sell them, or whenever I want to pot them into something bigger. I can keep them in this instead of starting them in little cups. This just keeps it simple for me. I definitely think most people way overwater. I've stopped doing fig pops. I've stopped doing a lot of things like that because I had a lot of them that were lost whenever I decided to up pot them and take them out of the little pops or the little cups. But here, by doing it over, and I water them fairly regularly, the roots are used to that water as they form. So as long as you don't let it get too cold and then the water rots them, then it seems to be fine. If you keep them too protected and too babied, the minute you change that to a different medium and a different water level, it really shocks them. I have probably 80 to 85% success rate with direct potting like this. And I don't have to do anything to them. I just stick them out there and they grow. I don't wrap them in parafilm. I don't do anything. It's so easy. I definitely suggest doing this. Granted, I'm in an environment that is really conducive to that, but some people start their cuttings over the winter because they're really trying to get a head start, but I think they're going to lose half of their cuttings sometimes just because they want to get a little bit earlier and maybe get fruit that year. I may not have these grow as fast as what some people do under grow lights, but
Mom, what
I
type
have
of
almost
ice
all
cream
of
do you
them
want?
successful takes.